Carolina plus 10.5 at the Rams. So the Rams are 1-4 against the spread so far, and they've been exceptionally bad as a heavy favorite. The Atlanta game, I mean, granted, they beat Atlanta, but spread-wise weren't very good.
Yeah.
They were favored by 6 against the Cowboys. That didn't go well. They were even favored against the Niners. They got crushed. Even the Bills, they were favored slightly. Or I'm sorry, actually, they were underdogs by a point there. But they got crushed there, right? So they're 1-4 against the spread. And Carolina interim coaches, I saw a stat, it was 67 or maybe closer to even 70% of the time that interim coaches, their first week, they get a win. So I'm not saying Carolina's going to win, but I am saying they're going to play hard for whoever this interim coach is.
Yeah.
They're going to keep it close. It's going to be a spark in the locker room. They're going to be energized. I think they keep it close. I'll take LA to win, but by 4. I'll take LA 27-23. I like Carolina to keep
It'll be
close.
competitive, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 10.5 is a lot of points. All right, let's go with Tampa Bay minus 8.5 at Pittsburgh. Look, Pittsburgh's just not there yet. I mean, they're rebuilding. Let's just call a spade a spade. They're rebuilding.
Yeah, they are 100% rebuilding.
And Tampa Bay's defense, although it won't be the same as Buffalo's defense, is still a top 10 defense in the league. So I wouldn't be surprised. Pittsburgh probably won't score more than 20. I would say probably closer to 13. I think Tampa probably puts up 28 to 30. We're looking at about a 10 to 15 point game here. I think quite easily.
It could be. I think it's going to be a blowout.
And Pittsburgh's been historically pretty tough, not very good against Brady. So.
And I don't think the Pittsburgh defense is going to be able to do anything. They can't generate a pass rush. They
can't, and they can't stop the run. That's a problem because Fournette is a big, bruising, powerful runner, and he's been fantastic against the Steelers, especially when he's with the Jags.
Yeah, that's a big one. And I would also say our secondary outside of Minka is really lacking.
Yeah, outside of Minka, Sutton has his moments, but yeah. All right, Baltimore minus 5.5 at the Giants. We like the Giants. They're going to be a fine football team. They're going to scrap for a wild card. I think the issue is that Baltimore, first of all, I think they're still kind of fine in their stride, but once they do, would you be surprised if Baltimore's a Super Bowl team?
No.
I think they could very easily get to the AFC Championship. Once you're in a championship game,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. So it would be wouldn't be surprising if Baltimore ends up in the Super Bowl. I think they're just that far above the Giants, and I don't think the Giants are that bad of a football team. No. They play decent defense. They can run the football with Saquon, but I think Baltimore is just that much better. And I do worry the Giants, if they have a weakness, it's their linebacking core. And so who's going to be matching up against these running backs out of the backfield, and who's going to be spying and trying to tackle Lamar? Problem. That's a problem, right?
That's a thing.
Yeah, I think Lamar could go for 85 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take Baltimore to win by about a touchdown.
Yeah, I like that, and I like that Lamar prediction too. I need him.
Absolutely, would love it.
My fantasy team. I need to start.
You're what, 3-2? Hey, at least you're.
I'm 3-2. I'm trying to
above 500.
Yeah, I just really don't want to be last.
That's fair. Punishment league.
Yeah.
Is it PG enough for the?
Nope.
Ooh. Afterwards. All right, Kansas City plus 2.5 at home versus Buffalo. So Kansas City in Arrowhead getting 2.5 points that's generous, right? And so that's almost, now granted I was on the wrong side here, but I said this about the Rams week 1, right? Super Bowl champion getting 2.5 points at home. But again, I think Kansas City is a better football team than the Rams, so I think they actually do win here. Close. I think they'll win by about 3, maybe a last-second field goal, last-second touchdown to go ahead. If this is in Buffalo, I say the same exact thing, just reversed. I think Buffalo wins wins close.
I think whoever's home, because playing at Arrowhead is probably the toughest stadium to play in the league.
100%.
And then you go over to Orchard Park in Buffalo.
That's not easy.
That's top 3. So
yeah.
I mean, this is one of those instances where the home crowd and just the atmosphere is going to affect the game so much.
Right, and in Buffalo, not only are they dealing with cluster injuries, they're in the secondary against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. That's a tough draw for Buffalo. And finally, to round out our bets on a budget, LA, the Chargers, -5 at home versus Denver on Monday Night Football. Look, Denver can't move the football.
No, they can't.
And I think LA is going to get healthy. They're going to get some pass rushers back, so that'll be good. Denver lost their left tackle. Their wide receiver, their receiving core has a couple injuries. They lost their top back. They've had some fumble issues. Nathaniel Hackett's clearly way in over his head. Justin Herbert's number 1 in passing. That's a no-brainer. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean,
which is bold for a divisional game. That's a bold prediction, but I'm going to do it.
Look, I just really don't like the Broncos this year. It's plain as they can't move a football and make it look even slightly easy or
elegant, good.
I mean,
competent.
They are struggling on so many levels, and you look over at the Chargers, and it is just Justin Herbert throwing dots across the field.
Yeah.
And their run game, sure, it's lacking a little bit, but I mean,
Eckler's been starting to find it though, so that's good.
But we have said it. Justin Herbert is a problem solver.
He is the solution to any problem you might have. 100%.
He'll fix all those things for you.
I agree. So to run back through, we'll have Carolina at plus 10.5, Tampa at minus 8.5, Baltimore minus 5.5, Kansas City plus 2.5, and the Chargers minus 5. Those are our bets on a budget. We're looking to get back to our winning